So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop. Prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15. You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. Happy Thursday, I think, right? Yeah. What day is it? I forget. Just living life. Hard to tell sometimes. Balancing life, balancing every minute of the day. Are you like my wife? Do you get out of bed and every single day you've got something to do? Now, she's happy doing it. She's feeding animals or reading books about recipes, plant-based stuff she's into these days. Just so busy all day long. And I've learned to let her buzz because that makes her happy. But is it balanced? I don't know. I'll teach you how to balance your day at a very simple way of thinking. It's going to be fun for you, too. You'll have a good time with this. You might want to draw a picture, too, by the time the show's over. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. The positive boost you need every single day. No matter what gets in the way, I'm going to get you to stand up, take a step, repeat, and just keep going until you get what you want. Always have that question in the back of my mind. You can use it as well. Sometimes I will say, well, why would you stop before you got what you want? I mean, if you said you wanted it and you really meant it, why would you stop before you got there? Usually it's because something gets in the way. But why would you stop before you got there if something got in the way? You could use that question today for yourself. If you have decided, if you've made your purpose in life, or you've made the goal of something you want to do, and you find yourself bumbling and stumbling and not getting what you want, you just look in the mirror and say, well, why would I stop before I got what I wanted? I said I wanted it, and I'm the boss of me. Why would you do it? It's a good question, right? My guess is you're not committed to it. You haven't defined it enough. You haven't moved everything else out of the way to get there. But you will if you pay attention. It takes time to get there, to get that momentum going, if you will. How are you? My name is Scott Smith. I'm the founder and the chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. Summertime is coming, and I love summers because, I don't know about you, but I reinvent myself in the summer. I talked yesterday about the 80-20 rule. In the summertime, I go to the 20%, 100%. I dig into things I know will have the most impact on my life, and I spend a couple of months just kind of going deep. It's a busy summer. I'm writing a lot. I'm doing all kinds of cool things because everybody else is on vacation and they're not paying attention. Y'all are out doing stuff. You're not listening to podcasts. You're not sending emails. You're not attending coaching calls. So I'm like, okay, be that way. I'm going to go off and do some things that will change my life. And when you get back, you'll say, what happened? I'll show you. So I encourage you to do the same thing. If you have some time this summer, and if you're on Australia this winter, go play a little bit. Go create some dreams. Go balance every minute of your day if that's what you need to do. So let me talk about that for a second here, balancing every minute of your day. If you've ever felt like your life is a balancing act of activities that just fill your day, like I said yesterday, 80% of what you do has nothing to do with what you want. Just filling your day, getting everything done so you can be happy. I'll give you another way to think about it.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
Balancing every minute of your day goes back to a simple story I learned a long time ago. I was kind of one of these kids. I was the challenge for every teacher. Were you that way? Did you push your teachers? I pushed my teachers to the limit. I was a good creative kid. I wasn't the best student on the planet, but I was a good kid who meant well, and I really followed my emotions, and I would just push and push and push to get what I wanted, and I always got it. Sometimes I didn't make friends, but I got it. But it wasn't always the funnest experience. But I rolled into my early adulthood doing the very same thing. And when you roll into adulthood and in a place where bosses are paying you money, sometimes that doesn't work, does it? Now, as a disc jockey back in the day, a shock jock, I got paid to do that kind of thing. But they had to teach me some lessons to make it successful. So if you're trying to balance things out, here's a way to think about it. When I first started, I never forget walking into a radio station. I was in Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina. Now, these days, it's probably a beautiful suburb of Raleigh. Back then, in 1983, it was just the country. And the smallest little radio station I could think of being in. But I began my career, and I was excited. It didn't matter. And so initially, I thought, here's my job. I thought that what I do is this. I go in the studio, and the studio is full of music, and I get to pull whatever music out and play whatever I want, and my audience will be happy about it. That's what I thought. I did it one time. I crashed and burned like crazy. In fact, so many people complained. The next day, my boss came in the studio, said, let me give you a lesson about how this works. It was really bad. It didn't feel good. It was a total failure because I thought I was doing so good, but I was making people really mad. Wasn't giving them what they wanted. So my boss introduced me to something called a format clock. Now, if you've ever been in radio, and if you can still read an analog clock, you know it's a clock with a circle on it and has hands on it. Remember that? A format clock is a clock that essentially you draw it on a piece of paper. It's a circle, and it's divided into pieces. It has time on it, yes. It goes from top of the hour all the way around, so the 5, 10, 15, 20, all that stuff. But the sections are divided into like a pie chart, if you will. So just imagine a circle with a pie chart that has time on it. It starts at the top of the hour, rotates clockwise to the right, and goes all the way around and comes back to the top of the hour. It spins a complete circle. And each segment tells me what to do. So my boss explained it like this. Scott, is that what I call myself? I call myself, yeah, I was Scott Lawrence at the time, my radio name. There are some songs that people love. So we play them a lot. And they're maybe the blue little pie charts. And you'll see there's like 4 blue pieces. We play those songs 4 times an hour. People love those songs. We also want to introduce new songs people aren't really familiar with, but they need to hear the news so they can become their favorites. Maybe those are yellow and there's like 3 of those on the thing. But people actually like the old too. They like their old songs. Maybe they haven't heard them for a while. And they want to hear at least a little bit. Maybe there's only 1 or 2 an hour. And then there's news and there's commercials and there's disc jockey babble and all that kind of stuff. My job was to rotate through each category so that my listeners could always be happy. That was pretty much it. And by the way, to this day, it still works. It's. I'm sure every radio station you'll ever walk in, if you see them, will always have a clock on the wall so that everybody can look at it and see what they're supposed to do. And that clock changes hour by hour throughout the day. It starts at midnight, and each hour has a different clock depending on what's going on. If you're getting up and going to work in the morning, you got traffic and weather. If you're coming home in the afternoon, the same thing. At nighttime, you don't. You just have teenagers on the phone. So the clock changes throughout the day, just like life does, doesn't it? So as my life went on, and as I realized it was an endless cycle of going to bed, getting up, and going through my day, and there was stuff that had to happen every single day, and it seemed like an endless list of things that happened again and again. Trying to be happy, trying not to be sad, getting gas, taking care of the kids, feeding the pets, mowing the lawn, an endless cycle, endlessly throughout life. day-to-day activities that seem very similar. Some things I love to do more than others. And if I did those all the time, I didn't get the other stuff done. Some things were really exciting, but I noticed I couldn't find really exciting things to do all the time. And some things really felt good. They were traditions, they were rituals, they were memories. Things that made me feel happy. But if I lived in the past, I never got to do the exciting stuff, and I never got the future. If I paid attention to just dreaming, I couldn't put gas in the car, right? So my goal, and it still is to this day, and at some point I'm going to actually pull out the stuff that I work with and maybe make it available to you. I do use it on a fairly regular basis. It's automatic to me these days. I have my own life clocks, if you will. My goal is simple. It's just like your goal. For any particular day is to rotate through the things that make you happy, the things that make you productive, the things that excite you, the things that make you feel warm and fuzzy, moving closer to that all-important destination you want in your life so that you live in a constant state of contentment. When you are content, believe it or not, you're happy. Most people think happy is, I'm excited, I'm happy. No, happy is pretty much being content. Ask anybody who's there and they'll tell you that. Rotate your day, rotate your weeks, rotate your weekends, rotate your month, depending on how you want to feel. I know it's very difficult sometimes to understand this without a visual, but just imagine looking at a clock and doing the stuff you love, the stuff you got to do, the stuff you must do, the stuff somebody else wants you to do. You're rotating through it, so you're never doing the same thing all the time. You're always rotating. That's going to make you feel better. Some psychological stuff behind that, too, that makes it work. We'll talk about that on a coaching call. All right. Tomorrow, choosing to be positive. It is your choice. We'll talk about that on a Friday as we get into a holiday weekend here in America. Also, by the end of the weekend, my Face Your Passion program, it's been up for about 10 years now. It is part of DailyBoostPremium.com. It's a 9-hour personal development program. Yours when you become a member of Daily Boost Premium. You will still have it after the end of May. However, if you're not a member, you won't get it after the end of May. It's going away. Eventually, I'll take it away from the website altogether. Go get it. I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Daily Boost.